The pressure on school students to achieve outstanding university entrance scores is fueling a culture of intense competition to get onto the country's elite campuses. But one social worker who works in the Chinese Australian community in southwest Sydney says there's enormous anxiety among students and parents as a result. Anna Liu is campaigning against the increasingly common practice of weekend coaching, wanting parents to understand the benefits of a more balanced childhood. Suzanne Smith reports.
Anna Liu immigrated to Australia from China in 2006 with her two children. One was in Year 2 and one was in kindergarten. But she immediately noticed that other immigrant parents in her area were beset with anxiety about their children.
Many Chinese parents told me, send your children to tutoring, otherwise they couldn't make to opportunity class, they couldn't to selective high school. And I thought, what's that for? I escaped China, from China for not to do this. And we settled in Australia and started to do this. I was very stressed and I was not happy to be exposed to this again.
The issue of student anxiety and the cultural pressure on Chinese students is getting more airplay in the media in China. 3 young children in a Chinese primary school committed suicide last year. This devastating event was in part caused by academic pressure. This photo was taken recently in the Chinese city of Xi'an. It shows primary school-aged children being forced to wear different coloured scarves at school, depending on their academic ability. The red scarf means the child is doing well. The green scarf means that the child is not achieving the right marks. Anna Liu says the push to succeed comes out of 2,000 years of Chinese culture.
Back years ago when I read the book about the Chinese history, if you want to have power, if you want to be working in the palace, you need to pass the test. I think there's another difference between Western and Chinese culture. Aussie will say, this is my life, this is your life, we are different. But we Chinese, some of them will say, I have to realize my dream. Okay, you do it for me and for your good.
Anna Liu has set up the Chinese Parents Education Project. Its aim is to teach parents that research shows that children who have a balanced school life with sport and music do better than children who don't. Her own daughter, 12-year-old Serena Liu, is a champion cricketer. She is captain of a representative district team under the guidance of an 85-year-old mentor. She led her team to victory late last year and has been chosen to represent New South Wales. Anna says her daughter was painfully shy, but after she became involved in sport, she became more confident. She says it is common for some parents to insist children do hours of homework every day.
Some parents told me when her daughter was 5 years old, she pushed her to do 2 hours work. 2 hours work and always a fight. But when we say 5 years old, only can concentrate for 15-20 minutes. So 15-20 minutes finish.
The issue of long hours of extra coaching on weekends is also a bad idea for students, according to one school principal. Dr Kim Jagger is principal of Sydney Boys High, one of the city's best selective high schools, which has many high-performing Chinese Australian students.
I think that the syndrome here is that some boys get to Year 9 and they've really had enough. They've been on the coaching circuit since Year 3 or something to do tests of various kinds and get into the school that their parents want them to get into, and some of them really want to break, and they want to break out as well. The people who get taken out of things like doing rowing and rugby in their senior years, mostly by their parents, sometimes very good athletes, they're actually disappointed. They don't have as much interaction with their peers, they're not as engaged with the school, they're not as motivated, and I don't believe that they actually do any better because of the actions of their parents. I think that if anything, they perform about the same level or maybe slightly worse.
Well, Fiona, what do you think that is? Really simple one for you.
But Rob Pryor, owner of the Pryor Coaching College chain, says most Chinese Australian parents are prepared to make academic excellence a priority. He says there is nothing wrong with that idea.
Their parents are not Australian born and they want their child to have a better life than they did. They want to do the right thing as a parent and give their kid the very best opportunities. So I think that's what's driving it.
Anna Lou continues to push her message in high schools and primary schools across Sydney's southwest. And Serena Lou is hoping to one day make the Australian cricket team. Suzanne Smith, Lateline.